Once again, good morning, and it's a beautiful Tuesday, the 29th day of the month of July, the year of our Lord 2025, and you are listening to the signals of 96.1 FM, the voice of the people. I am Nkamiang John, the beloved, also known as the controversial, as always, holding it down Monday to Friday on the morning ride, and of course, the morning ride is a morning magazine show made up of a potpourri of components to keep you abreast with latest developments as far as each day is concerned, and also creates a platform for interaction, engagement, and result-oriented conversation, meaning the show is live and interactive. It is the front page review part of the morning ride, and of course, this is where we get to look at major stories making the rounds on the front pages of most of the national dailies. And of course, you can't react, comment on any of the headlines that catches your attention. The studio line is live and interactive, meaning that you can call in to be part of the conversation this morning on 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618. And if you choose not to call in, you can take advantage of text messages and WhatsApp. Yes, our WhatsApp portal is the same number, 0808 312 8618. At some point, I will be joined by my colleague Rufai Oseni, who will also be reacting to some of the big stories making rounds on the front pages of the newspapers this morning. We'll be running through the Punch, the Vanguard, the Nation, Daily Trust this day, the Guardian, and if time permits, just check out what's happening as far as the online news blogs are concerned. Premium Times, Daily Post, and maybe Sahara Reporters. All in good time. Don't forget, at the top of the hour will also be the arena, where we'll also get to have it in-depth conversation looking at one or two major issues trending as far as our great polity and nation Nigeria is concerned. So stick with us right here on 96.1 FM, the voice of the people. And remember, now you have a voice. We'll start with the Punch newspaper this morning. The Punch newspaper leads with this headline: Electricity Act Amendment Bill. FG may sell 11 discos to new investors. Don't forget, yesterday on the arena, we talked about the fact that electricity, Nigerians are not getting value for money. Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. The fact that tariffs are going high, but yet Nigerians are not getting value for money. And today, Punch is leading with this headline: Electricity Act Amendment Bill. FG may sell 11 discos to new investors. Other stories making the rounds as far as the Punch newspaper is concerned: Nasarawa World Bank unveil project to upgrade 490 secondary schools. Gunman kill four self in gunman, I beg your pardon, kills four self in New York office tower shooting. Sad development. Jigawa pardons 245 absentee teachers after apologies. Soldiers nab suspected Nigerian terrorist in Yobe, kill scores across theaters. Suspect accomplice arrested in Delta for faking kidnap. 2027 APC kicks as opposition backs single-day polls. Cheating, Ondo girl nabbed for stabbing boyfriend to death. Very sad and gory development. GAC in turmoil as faction moves to sack Lagos APC chairman. Nurses strike to hit hospitals nationwide Wednesday. I mean, it's from one strike to the other. First is the doctors. We hear that even lecturers in Borno State, Makodi University, are on strike. I mean, the strike actions are increasing by the passing day. Nurses strike to hit hospitals nationwide Wednesday. Tinubu governor splash 4.95 billion naira cash houses on Falcons. Well, you could say those are well deserved. Well deserved. Yeah. So, moving from the Punch, we go to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard leads with this headline: Tinubu gifts each Falcon player $100,000, national honors, a house. But what it almost did was to get me hungrier, because your mother, First Lady, was in the kitchen, almost abandoning my dinner. A game that she doesn't watch except that the girls are playing, and she keeps running. We have won. I said we have not yet won. And at the end of the final whistle, it was excitement all over the country. Comments attributed to Mr. President after he received the trophy from the victorious Super Falcons, who won their 10th WAFCON title on Saturday. Nigeria crumbling under poverty, insecurity, elite failure. Utomi. We will ban Nigerians traveling for bet tourism. United States. Those are the top stories on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. And of course, other stories making the rounds as far as the Vanguard newspaper is concerned. Coalition about Nigeria, not me. Obi, El Rufai, Amechi, Atiku. US, Russia ditched Nigerian ports, seek access to Togo ports. Not good at all. Former ANPP member gives condition to remain in APC. 2027, we expect more governors in APC soon. Sule. Second term, Fayemi absent as Fayoshe others endorse Tinubu Oyebanji. Tom to Osun governor: don't abandon governance for politics. Lagos APC members protest, demand chairman's removal. Alaigbo bleeding, Ndigbo dying in large numbers, Ejiofor. Aisha Buhari family quit Daura for Kaduna home. Nigerian poet Miriam appointed UN's first ever global advocate for peace. Those are the stories trending on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper. If any of those stories tickle your fancy, you should grab yourself a copy of the Vanguard newspaper and, of course, get the meat or details of the story. And on the Nation newspaper this morning, the Nation leads with this: Ekiti ex-governors Ayedatiwa endorse Tinubu Oyebanji. SDP disowns El Rufai's membership. ADC will collapse in 3 months, says Sharif. Ekiti ex-governors Ayedatiwa endorse Tinubu Oyebanji. More cash for states under new VAT distribution. President gives Falcons cash, houses, national awards. More cash for states under new VTA, that's value added tax distribution. Of course, those are the stories trending on the front page of the Nation newspaper. And quickly we check out the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust leads with this headline: patients stranded as doctors in Lagos embark on strike. Of course, I brought you the on the Punch, where the nurses say their strike will hit nationwide on Wednesday. And I did mention that doctors too had started their strike earlier. Patients stranded as doctors in Lagos embark on strike. Healthcare services were paralyzed across Lagos State on Monday as doctors under the Medical Guild commenced a 3-day warning strike over salary-related grievances. Now, other stories making the rounds as far as the Daily Trust newspaper is concerned: how bandits killed 38 villagers in Zamfara after collecting 50 million naira ransom. 2027, ANPP bloc insists on vice president slot. Nigeria, UN, others demand joint action against food insecurity. Hippos kill one, attack communities in Adamawa. Zulum distributes palliatives to 57,647 families in Gabonru, Ngale area of Borno State. Foundation rolls out year-long event to honor Murtala Mohammed. Court orders forfeiture of tractors, tricycles linked to ex-Kwara governor's aid. Those are the stories making the rounds as far as the Daily Trust newspaper is concerned. If any of these stories do tickle your fancy, of course, you should grab yourself a copy of the Daily Trust newspaper. And quickly, we go to This Day newspaper. This Day leads with e-payment transactions rise 17.7% to 284.99 trillion naira in Q1 of 2025. Tinubu rewards each Falcons player with $100,000, three-bedroom flat, national honor. Peter Obi, president, using misleading statistics to conceal economic hardship. Yes, so and other stories making the rounds as far as this day is concerned. Airlines must pay first need compensation to passengers or risk sanctions, NCAA warns. NCDMB facilitates creation of over 50,000 jobs, 12 million training man hours. In major boost, BPP, NASENI sign offtake MOU for made in Nigeria products. So those are the stories trending on this day. And just before I'm joined by my colleague Rufai Oseni, let's check out The Guardian, one of my favorites, The Guardian newspaper. The Guardian leads with this: Kanu declares hepatitis a major health burden amid 1.2 million infections. Kanu declares hepatitis a major health burden amid 1.2 million infections. Tinubu within right to drop Shetima or not in 2027, says Modu Sharif. New FRC Act, the case for independent financial regulation. Other stories making the rounds as far as the Guardian newspaper is concerned. 4 trillion naira legacy debt threatens power sector stability, Adelabu warns. Trump's banquet for Africans, Lilliputians, as another judge seeks to suffocate the people of Nigeria. That I think is a column editorial you should read. And of course, Lagos APC members protest Sanwo-Olu's directive to chairman on appointment of aides. Those are the stories making the rounds as far as the Punch, Vanguard, This Day, The Nation, Daily Trust, and of course the Guardian newspaper is concerned. Right now, I'm being joined by my colleague Rufai Oseni. Good morning.
Is what a lot of people are now saying as regards the new APC chairman. And they have very valid concern. Despite the fact that, yes, I know Professor Yeltawa, he ran for governor in the state. I've got some level of admiration for him. But why is the APC now using somebody that was still a resident electoral commissioner up till 3-4 years ago that now ran for governor? And why is it that we have laws in the country that somebody that can work in INEC can leave INEC 2 years after or 3 years after and go to run in a political party? And those are the questions we ask. I know some people will put the argument forward by saying, but even when he ran, the PDP beat him. So you saying that he was former resident electoral commissioner, it's not that he really brought any of his might and prowess in INEC to use, because he still lost the governorship election. Yes, but does it make it right? Professor Yotawe, the new chairman of the APC, was a former resident electoral commissioner. And let's allow that sink in. Are we not supposed to leave a moratorium that when somebody leaves INEC, they can't get into politics for a period of time? Are we not supposed to leave a moratorium? I mean, because when we look at it critically, how can election managers leave the position of election managers and they become politicians? Let's look at this critically. And they become politicians and they lean towards a particular political party. So a lot of people are raising dust as regards Professor Yeltawe, and I think it behoves on the APC to be able to react. I think in some past they've even reacted and said it's not going to cause any problems and all of that, but it's something we should be able to look at and investigate. Because obviously this man has knowledge on how the election system run. And there's no how. He still has contact of people that have probably served in INEC at some point. You see, these are part of the things that we are calling for electoral reform. And you see, till date, you see, nobody is talking about electoral reform. I do not think electoral reform will be passed before the elections. What are the things we are looking for in the electoral reforms? Make the use of IRF, beavers, and other things justiciable so that you can use that evidence in court. Secondly, make it in such a way that you finish all election petition cases before the candidate that won them, not being able just to be able to go straight into politics like that. Some have said probably a moratorium of 5 years. I will say even more than that, or they should not even allow them go near politics at all. At a time where we have a political system that is very fractured. And I think these are the arguments we should be able to touch on and make effectively. Constitutional right to be able to express political views. I don't think the ban is going to subsist, but if you ask Rufai, is going to say because of the skirmish that is having with some people in the SDP. So there's been a lot of back and forth as regards that. As regards this Charlie Boy bust of manner, there's been a lot of reaction. Falana has spoken that there's no constitutionality to it. Barrister Monday Obani, Dr. Monday Obani has spoken. I mean, many people have spoken against it. But some interesting revelations, I must have to say. Do you know that Charlie Boy empowered over 2,500 people with motorcycles in that area? He helped a lot of people get off poverty, being a tenant. He used to get a lot of endorsement from motorcycle companies where they would give him motorcycle and they would share over the years. He lived in that area between 1989 to 2006, and he made that level of impact. The question is, life is about impact. So why are those in the local government now so quick to change the name that they didn't name officially, that the people gave that person? Because originally the name of that place is Second Pedro, First and Second Pedro. So a name that you people did not give the place officially, you are quick to change just to blot out history. There was another one done around another local government that I reported that till today we have not seen the end of it, that most of the names were changed from names of a certain ethnic group people. So we should be careful about this division. Also, there's a case where they were talking about an Eze in Accra, a video that had been in circulation for so many years that the man has even debunked. On that premise now, we are now having some protests that Nigeria must go in Ghana. The question I should ask them is, where are we going? We must seek peace and security because it doesn't all go well. When Kofi Busia in the 60s said Nigeria, illegal immigrants and a lot of Nigerians should go, did this stop Nigerians still interfacing with Ghana? There are many Nigerians that have been in Ghana since the 20s and 30s. It's just like you saying the Ejigbo people that have been going to Ivory Coast for so many years should leave. Do you know that one of the biggest markets in Ghana is named as an homage to Mokola? So we should see how we can bring about interaction. And people should stop going to fan the embers of discord and disunity and the likes. Some story is also making the rounds. It's around Dangote. Dangote is talking about this excessive dumping of petrol that is not good by some importers into the market. Yes, see, I'm not saying people should not do their business. A lot of the importers who have raised concerns about Dangote monopoly and all of that. But the question I also like to ask them is, what do we want a man that's invested over 20 billion dollars to do? He needs to be able to sell his crude. He's invested over $20 billion in the refinery infrastructure. he still goes to borrow money to buy crude from other parts of the world, like America, to come and refine here. And then we have some other people that are bringing very low grade blended oil into Nigeria that is causing environmental hazards. So what do you want him to do? He will speak up for his business. Now, some of the marketers are also disgruntled that he will bring in 4,000 trucks to be able to take his crude from place to place and all of that, because they also want to make quick bucks. And when they import that oil, that low grade oil, at a lesser and cheaper amount, they still sell it for the 900 threshold here. So what we should do is the standards organization and the regulators in the oil sector, I think NMDPRA, should now look and see how can they even screen every oil that comes into Nigeria. And you see, for all of those complaining, there will still be other players in the oil and gas sector in the future in terms of refineries. There will still be modular refineries. Bua too is building his. Many years down the line, he is going to fire up and get started. So there will be abundance of productivity in the land. But this attempt to be able to stifle and say, oh, he must not break even, he must not be able to do this, he must not be able to do that, is not a good one. And our glorious Falcons have gone ahead to see President Tinubu, which is a good one, because they said they were going to see him as soon as they got into town. They were going to get an open air bus for them. And there was so much that they were going to do. So, congratulations to them once again. It's just a very laudable occasion for them and the girls for what they have done. And it's very sensational. 10 times, one of the most successful team on the continent. You know, American Embassy, they are not blocking Nigerians scheming to give birth to claim US citizenship for their children. And Peter B is saying that, but maybe President Tinubu was telling them that during his campaign in Delta, saying that statistics we go shop, he's now accusing them that with fake rebasing, inflation and unemployment numbers keep piling up. And Peter Obi has a point. See, it's not just because of fake rebasing and all of that. I mean, it's not just because of rebasing. I don't believe the rebasing is fake by the National Bureau of Statistics. But I think the argument we should even make is that despite the rebasing, it showed that the economy has not really been growing tremendously. If the numbers were estimated at 199 billion and the rebasing brought the numbers to 43 billion from over 300 billion before, it shows that a lot has not happened. Look at manufacturing, which was supposed to be a mainstay of the economy, used to be about 28%, has shrunk. So these are the problems. Look at the cost of food rising increasingly. Unemployment keeps going up. That's how they rebased unemployment. I'm sure probably that's why Peter B is talking about fake. That's how they rebase the calculative capacity for unemployment numbers from over 33, 40%, over 33% the last time, many quarters ago, they now said it's 5%. We all know unemployment is not 5% in Nigeria. So you can use statistics because President Tinubu was saying that statistics we go shop. You can use statistics to manipulate, but does it solve the problem? A sad tale for a lot of journalists. They keep getting harassed, pummel from back and a sad tale for a lot of journalists. They keep getting harassed, pummel from back and center. So if President Tinubu said in one of the speeches that he allowed them, give them press freedom to be able to, you know, uh, talk about happenings and things going on and all of that. And now they're getting arrested by security authorities and things like that. I mean, there are many cases that journalists will be arrested that they had to even intervene with the government authorities and say, no, this is not right. Many cases like that have done. So the question, make this be a lot in this country. We must have freedom, we must have fairness, and the system must be made to work for all. I think that's the accountability we keep looking at and we keep talking at day in, day out.
Thank you so much, Rufai Oseni, for that reaction on major developments as far as major developments as far as stories making the rounds on the front pages of our national dailies making the rounds on the front pages of our national dailies are concerned, and of course, if any of those stories did catch your attention, as I said at the start of the show, it is live and interactive, meaning that you can also react, you can also comment, you can also be part of the conversation. It's 1 minute past the hour mark of 8. We'll take a quick breather, and when we come back, we will be in the arena. And today on the arena, we are looking at Nigeria must go protest in Ghana. I'm so happy that my colleague Rufai Oseni touched a bit on it, and that will be the conversation this morning on the arena. Nigerians must go protest in Ghana. Of course, the federal government has said it will evolve diplomatic resolutions of the crisis, but we need to look at it. And in this time and age, in the 21st century, should Africa be divided on a cultural, diplomatic, I mean, we are all Africans. We all belong to the mother continent, Africa. And if not for the divisive tendencies that were instituted by the various colonial masters that ruled various sections of the continent, we were all one people. So why in the 21st century are we faced with this development? First, xenophobic killings in South Africa, as we've seen happen over the years, and now we're having developments in Ghana, just next door Ghana. I'm worried because I must confess, I'm half Ghanaian, yeah, from my mother's side. And I would naturally see myself as an African before anything else, So now, this is going to cause problems because there are loads of Nigerians who are either married, connected to Ghana in one way or the other. And then our Ghanaian brothers, oh, Charlie, and now are so irritated to the point that they say Nigerians must go. Is this a retaliatory